what is the narrative or story that you know to be this whole Latinx? I didn't even know, I had never heard of it, but in the circles that I run, right, the libertarian circles, you know, it automatically goes to it's like the LGBTQ agenda trying to be shoved down, uh, uh, you know, Latinos that are mostly religious or, you know, things like that. And, you know, I heard that, but okay, I mean, nobody's making me say it, but I would just, you know, it was something that was in the last 3 or 4 or 5, you know, whatever, 4 or 5 years, it kind of felt like it was starting to show up on TV, but nobody that I fuck with normally even, it was just something that was part of this TV political kind of circles that I ran with. I don't know. What is your whole take on the Latinx, the usage of it or whatever?
I can tell you that when I first heard it, I was interested in it. I was like, yeah, because as a third generation Mexican American who doesn't speak Spanish, but who grew up in the hood, who like all Latinos, who operated as the only Latino in an all white context, most of my life, like I felt racialized. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't an immigrant. I wasn't an American. I felt racialized, and Hispanic I didn't mess with. Latino I didn't love. Chicano at that time for me, because I even as I was getting like a political identity was like too, well, I was getting my own personal identity, which was more grounded in a religious system. I rejected a political identity like Chicano. So I was like, yeah, so I had a history of not feeling like the existing categories were inadequate, right? So when I first saw Latinx, I first thought, oh, it's on some Malcolm X shit, like, oh, we about to pop off, like, yeah, you're right. Fuck all this other shit. X out all the other shit. We're on some new shit. And I was hyped off it for like 3 days or whatever. Then I saw how people were using it, and then I tried it, and then it was like, I get the idea. For me, I understand the need for some people to have an identity that a lot of people can gather around to achieve political ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think those types of, like a Chicano is a political identity. I even think black is a political identity. I think it's inescapably a political identity. And so, as is like being brown is an inescapable political identity. So I thought that, hey, yes, maybe we need new language to account. I do need new language to account for my experience. I've actually opted for brown, which is why my blog is Big Brown Dad. And when I rapped, I was Bookworm Brown. But so when this new term came, I was like, hey, and then I didn't like the way it sounded, but I didn't begrudge anybody who decided to use it themselves. And then because I work in advertising now and marketing, and just as a writer and producer and creator, you always, it depends on who you're talking. Your audience is going to determine what you say and how you say it, or at least it ought factor into what you say and how you say it. And so me, when I feel like I can use Latinx, I will. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. I'll use it ironically. I'll clown it. I'll defend it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the objections that I hear against it are incoherent. You know what I'm saying? And they don't make sense. So I feel like I have to defend it against incoherent criticism. But I don't use it. But the reason I don't use it is an aesthetic reason. It's a style reason. I have other words I'd rather use.